Here we go. Hi, I'm Charlie. I was gonna talk about something completely different for my first video, but I've been struggling pretty bad mentally the last couple weeks, and I want to be completely myself and upfront about this on my page. And something that's really important to me is to try and make a difference. I want people who are going through this to not feel alone. And I know that's easier said than done because I struggle with that. I feel alone a lot of times, especially when I'm going through this. And I have such a good support system, but as many of you know who suffer from anxiety, depression, it gets the best of you, and it tells you in your mind that you're alone, you're not good enough, you're not worthy. And I've been struggling with that the last few weeks, but I also have bipolar disorder. So I'm on some medication, and it does affect how my brain processes certain situations. I did learn in therapy, which I would highly recommend. I learned in therapy that, when you have trauma, no matter what kind of trauma, your brain is rewired to be in fight or flight mode, in survival mode. That is the basic instinct for humans. And because of that, I don't remember a lot of my childhood. I held on to the bad parts because I wanted to make sure that the bad parts, if they came again, I would know how to fight them. I've had anxiety and depression as long as I can remember. It got really bad in high school, but 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I lost my mom. She had been sick most of my childhood. She had heart disease, and her health just spiraled. And she knew it was time for her. We had had a conversation probably in April, around the time I had my prom. And she was saying that if she wasn't able to get a heart transplant, that this would be her last summer, or she wouldn't make it through the summer. And she didn't. Actually, in a few days, it's going to be the 11th anniversary of her being gone. When she passed, she was at home. I'm sorry, ignore my dog. He's chasing flies. But all my siblings were there. I'm the oldest of 5. And at the time, the youngest was 4. My youngest brother. We thought she was sleeping. We were all sitting on the couch, and my youngest sister noticed she was kind of gasping for air. We thought again she was snoring. And then I saw her lips turn blue. I immediately got her on the ground. We called 911. We called my dad. He was at work. and I started CPR on my mom. And at 18, I had to perform CPR in front of my younger brothers and sisters. And she was already gone. I was able to get a heartbeat back. The ambulance came, they worked on her, got her to the hospital, and she passed the next day. It was still one of the hardest things I've been through, and my depression got really bad after that. I ended up a year later losing 3 of my siblings and my dad. He decided to up and move everybody to New York to be with a woman that we grew up with as, our aunt. She grew up with my parents. They were friends. She was married at the time, and we don't really know how long it had been going on between them, because they ended up getting together the night of my mom's funeral. So about a year later, he decided last minute, he gave me a week's notice and basically said, you can come with us or you can stay. At the time, I had no car, I had no job, I was in school, and I was taking care of my siblings. I was there for every first day of school. My youngest brother started kindergarten that fall. I was there for that. I went to their field days. I went to the Special Olympics because my youngest sister is special needs. I went to every band concert, every, football game. I was mom. And my relationship with my dad was never the same after that. He was really secluded in his bedroom. He went to work, came home, and that was it. So he gave me a week's notice. This was right after my birthday. I was 19, and told me I could go, I could stay. So obviously I chose to stay. I wasn't going to leave my life behind. And I had to scramble. I ended up moving in with my grandmother, my mom's mom. And we kind of helped each other through it. And I truly think that she saved me. I got a job. I got a car. I got my own cell phone. I became independent. And honestly, it was hard for me to go from caring for 4 younger siblings and basically being that mom role to being completely alone. It took time. And I'm sorry if I get emotional. It took time for me to choose myself. And by that I mean this last year. It took a long time. And I had to come with terms that my dad was different. Our relationship would never be what it was growing up. And even though I came to terms with choosing myself, I still had severe depressive episodes. There was some big changes in my life in February of this year, which I plan to go on to talk about in a different video. But this is kind of a way for me to express what I'm feeling and help somebody. And I don't really know what's next for me in life, and I hope that this helps me figure that out. I saw a quote, and it was basically saying, imagine the life that you want for yourself and say no to everything that would keep you from that life. So, this is what I'm doing. I'm choosing to be on YouTube, put my story out there. I've been through some stuff, and I love to share it. So, that's all I have for today. If you made it this far, thank you. Follow along, subscribe, share my story with others, because I know I'm not alone in this world, and I know other people are struggling, and we just need to stick together. There's so much going on in the world, and us as human beings, we owe that to each other. We need to be there for each other. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.